Hello, Christ is in our midst. I'm Father Kevin Long of St. Elias Antiochian Orthodox Church in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Today's Monday, April 1st, 2024, and here are the readings for today.
A reading from the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verses 9 through 22. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless in his generation. Noah walked with God, and Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now the earth was corrupt in God's sight, and the earth was filled with violence. And God saw the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted their way upon the earth. And God said to Noah, I have determined to make an end of all flesh, for the earth is filled with violence through them. Behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make yourself an ark of gopher wood. Make rooms in the ark and cover it inside and out with pitch. This is how you are to make it. The length of the ark 300 cubits, its breadth 50 cubits, its height 30 cubits. Make a roof for the ark, and finish it to a cubit above. And set the door of the ark in its side. Make it with lower, second, and third decks. For behold, I will bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, in which is the breath of life under heaven. Everything that is on the earth shall die. But I will establish my covenant with you, and you shall come into the ark, you, your sons, your wife, your sons' wives with you. And of every living thing of all flesh you shall bring 2 of every sort into the ark, to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female, of the birds according to their kinds, and of the animals according to their kinds, and every creeping thing of the ground according to its kind. 2 of every sort shall come into you, to keep them alive. Also take with you every sort of food that is eaten, and store it up. And it shall serve as food for you and for them. Noah did this. He did all that God commanded him. A reading from the prophecy of Isaiah chapter 8, verse 13 through chapter 9, verse 7. But the Lord of hosts, him you shall regard as holy. Let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. And he will become a sanctuary and a stone of offense and a rock of stumbling to both houses of Israel, a trap and a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And many shall stumble thereon, and they shall fall and be broken. They shall be snared and taken. Bind up the testimony, seal the teaching among my disciples. I will wait for the Lord, who is hiding his face from the house of Jacob, and I will hope in him. Behold, I and the children whom the Lord has given me are signs and portents in Israel from the Lord of hosts, who dwells on Mount Zion. And when they say to you, consult the mediums and the wizards who chirp and mutter, should not a people consult their God? Should they consult the dead on behalf of the living? To the teaching and to the testimony. Surely for this word which they speak there is no dawn. They will pass through the land greatly distressed and hungry, and when they are hungry they will be enraged and will curse their king and their God, and turn their faces upward. And they will look to the earth, but behold, distress and darkness, the gloom of anguish, and they will be thrust into thick darkness. But there will be no gloom for her that was in anguish. In the former time he brought into contempt the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali. But in the latter time he will make glorious the way of the sea, the land beyond the Jordan, Galilee of the nations. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwelt in the land of deep darkness, on them has light shined. Thou hast multiplied the nation, thou hast increased its joy. They rejoice before thee as with joy at the harvest, as men rejoice when they divide the spoil. For the yoke of his burden, and the staff for his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor, thou hast broken, as on the day of Midian. For every boot of the trampling warrior in battle tumult, and every garment rolled in blood will be burned as fuel for the fire. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulder. And his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, mighty God, everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and of peace there will be no end, upon the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish it and to uphold it with justice and with righteousness from this time forth and forevermore. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will do this. A reading from the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verses 1 through 21. Does not wisdom call? Does not understanding raise her voice? On the heights beside the way, in the paths she takes her stand. Beside the gates in front of the town, at the entrance of the portals, she cries aloud. To you, O men, I call, and my cry is to the sons of men. O simple ones, learn prudence. O foolish men, pay attention. Hear, for I will speak noble things, and from my lips will come what is right, for my mouth will utter truth. Wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are righteous. There is nothing twisted or crooked in them. They are all straight to him who understands, and right to those who find knowledge. Take my instruction instead of silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than jewels, and all that you may desire cannot compare with her. I, wisdom, dwell in prudence, and I find knowledge and discretion. The fear of the Lord is hatred of evil. Pride and arrogance are the way of evil, and perverted speech I hate. I have counsel and sound wisdom. I have insight. I have strength. By me kings reign, and rulers decree what is just. By me princes rule, and nobles govern the earth. I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently find me. Riches and honor are with me, enduring wealth and prosperity. My fruit is better than gold, even fine gold, and my yield than choice silver. I walk in the way of righteousness, in the paths of truth, endowing with wealth those who love me, and filling their treasuries.
In the 4th century, St. Gregory of Nyssa taught that there were 3 books in the Old Testament that should be used for growth in the spiritual life. One of them deals with physical realities, another metaphysical realities, and a third with mystical realities. The first one is the book of Proverbs. We're going to talk about that in a second. The second is the book of Ecclesiastes, where things kind of go beyond the physical truths, the more practical things, into patterns, ways that people should behave, or ways of thinking and doing, ways of perceiving the world. Not concrete actions, but the motivations and the guidance behind those actions, so that a person could apply the metaphysical elements to a situation and come up with concrete ways that would help to solve the problem or address a particular concern. The third is the Song of Songs, or the Song of Solomon. That book is perhaps the most erotic of the Old Testament. Sorry, it's true. But from St. Gregory's perspective, you have to move beyond the idea of physical love between a man and a woman, and instead see it as a mystical relationship between Christ and his church. Yes, he is not afraid to use those kinds of images, those very physical, romantic images, as a way to describe the ultimate relationship between Christ and his people, the church. Okay. But he also says that you have to go through Proverbs and you have to go through Ecclesiastes and develop a spiritual maturity before you even begin to take a look at the Song of Songs. You have to have mastered the other two completely so that you're not drawn away by those more enticing images and see them for what a simple person may see them as opposed to someone who is spiritually sophisticated. Okay, so back to Proverbs. Today, in the Old Testament reading, we have wisdom as a personification. Does not wisdom call, is the first question in today's reading in Proverbs 8, verse 1. Does not understanding raise her voice? And then the writer, Solomon, we would say, continues to go on about just how important wisdom really is. And in so many different ways, wisdom is the guide. It helps to entice people. It draws people to her. They should heed her call. It is better to follow wisdom than to pursue gold or to pursue evil or pursue silver. Certainly to pursue evil. No one should pursue evil. You should follow the way of wisdom. Continuing on, pay attention, O foolish man. Hear, for I will speak noble things, and from my lips will come what is right, for my mouth will utter truth. Wickedness is an abomination to my lips. And going on, it also just says that pursuit of gold and pursuit of silver are ends in and of themselves. But wisdom is something that even great kings wish to desire, and the most noble of people will go after what is wise. And gold and silver and all the rich things of this world will fall into place. And so the means to the end is the pursuit of wisdom, and the result of that pursuit results in that which is good and true and beautiful, to steal from Plato, the philosopher. But it will create something in a person that is a way of goodness and a way of righteousness, and not a way of foolishness or a way of evil. So pursuing wisdom is the ultimate goal. The fear of the Lord is the hatred of evil, it is said. Pride and arrogance and the way of evil and perverted speech I hate, says wisdom. I have counsel and strong and sound wisdom. I have insight. I have strength. By me kings reign and rulers decree what is just. By me princes rule and nobles govern the earth. I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently find me. Riches and honor are with me, enduring wealth and prosperity, all part of wisdom. My fruit is better than gold, even fine gold, and my yield than choice silver. I walk in the way of righteousness, in the paths of justice, endowing with wealth those who love me, and filling their treasuries. So follow after wealth. Wow. Follow after wisdom, and wealth will fall into place. This is the ultimate message that we find in today's reading. Now, obviously, the pursuit of wisdom is the pursuit of that which belongs to God. God is the source of all good things, so God is the source of wisdom as well. Now, the riches and so forth. St. Gregory would say these are not riches like gold coins and large plots of land or mansions, but instead the riches that come from a life well lived, peace in Christ, and a firm foothold in God's heavenly realm, as opposed to something here on earth. Pursue wisdom, and you will be blessed. Pursue wisdom, and you will join with Christ. Pursue wisdom, and you will become inheritors of the kingdom of heaven. And this is the goal of the Christian. Anyone who follows after God should desire this with their utmost being. Pursue wisdom and leave the rest behind. Amen. So I see that you've stayed. Well, good. Please take a moment and say some nice things about my mom and dad, who today are celebrating their 63rd wedding anniversary. I wish them many years. I love them very much. And God bless them, and God bless you. Have a great day.